Question number 1. Why did you choose to write in your particular field or genre?
It started as a form of therapy recommended by my psychologist to write the book in order to get rid of a lot of my personal emotional pain and problem that I had.
Question number 2. What were your goals and intentions in this book?
My first intention was to leave a legacy behind for my granddaughter, to appreciate and understand what it means to live in a civilized, Christian, free world, and what a high price me, her grandmother, and her mother, my daughter, paid, and a cost we bear for her to live in such a free and civilized world.
Question number 3. What was the hardest part of writing this book?
The hardest part was to relive the past, and this time not to be angry and not to have the emotional pain and separate myself from the time that I was living through this ordeal.
Question number 4. What did you enjoy about writing this book?
The most joyful part of it was that the ordeal was in the past and that my children were living with me here in the free, civilized Christian world. That was the most joyful thing, that what I was writing, it belonged to the past no more.
Question number 5. Are there misconceptions that people have about your book? If so, explain.
I don't think so. But if there is any, that must be my strong opposition towards Islam and the Sharia law. But that's my opinion. That's how I feel about Islam and I feel about Sharia law.
Question number 6. What is the biggest thing that people think they know about your subject or genre that isn't so?
People might think that I try to portray myself as a victim. I was never a victim. Actually, on the contrary, I think I was a survivor. I was a triumphant survivor, and I'm very proud of it too.
Question number 7. What is the most important thing that people don't know about your subject or genre that they need to know?
I think it is impossible for people to understand how difficult it is for everyday life of a Muslim woman living in Middle East under the Sharia law and in an Islamic society, and the obstacles she has to overcome just for the mere existence. Forget about education, progress, living a better life. The Sharia law is the most misogynist, the most violent rule of law exists in our world. And I believe it is impossible for a civilized Christian, moderate, democratic world to understand the violence, the problem, the inhumane law of this Sharia law for everyone, and in particular for women towards women. And I hope by reading this book that I shed light on the true nature of the Sharia law and the woman, the silent majority in the Middle East, that they have to live under this brutal law. I hope people to start having an honest conversation about the Sharia law. Every law in this world has been modified, justified, explained for the betterment of the human being. I think this is a time for the civil part of the world to start having an honest conversation that the rule of Sharia law needs to be modified and changed for the betterment of the world. We women are the half of the population of this world. We have to be granted right and a voice, and those people who are living under the Sharia law in the Islamic world need our help.
Question number 8. What makes your book stand out from the crowd?
I think it stands out because it's a true story. It happened, no fiction, and I'm the proof of that. And I think I'm the very first one that have the audacity to talk about the Sharia law and its misogynist treatment of women. Probably I'm the first one that I verbalize this, the brutality of the Sharia law for women.